Welcome back to the Bedford Bus, and tonight we have a drive shaft missing. This is our rear differential, and this is the flange that goes into the diff, and that's where the drive shaft was, final drive shaft. The reason we have our drive shaft off is because we have had a certificate of fitness failure on a universal cup. So this is an example of what the certificate of fitness guys are looking for or don't want to see. So this is your universal, this is off the front of the gearbox, and if we look at the bottom cup down here, there's a circlip in here, it's hard to see, but you'll see some rub marks around there, and that's where the centre cap has been moving. So that's a fail if they see that, and they didn't find this one, so we're going to pull this universal out too and lock tight the caps back in, because there's nothing wrong with the universal. Now if I move the drive shaft, you might be able to pick it up moving. There you go, you can see the cup moving up and down in there. So we're going to fix that. So now it's getting into quite a major job, so we're going to pull out the entire drive shaft all the way back. First one, second one, and the third one's already out that goes onto the diff. But while I'm here, I'll also replace the hanger bearings, because bearings are okay but the rubbers are buggered. So this is an example of what's left of my centre bearing rubber, which allows the drive shaft to move around. So like I said, we'll replace that too, and there's another one down there too. So I've now dropped out all the drive shafts and laying on the floor here in the garage, and this is one of the universal caps which I showed you before, which is floating in the back of the flange housing here, and you can actually tell because this is the clip that holds it in, and then you'll see the shiny bit all the way around here and right around here. So this has been rotating, the cap's been moving from about there all the way around to there. So we will clean all this up and we will pop the cup out and Loctite it back in place. So if we just go down the drive shaft, so that's the one that goes on the back of the gearbox, first section, and then we've got the hanger in there, and then that bolts onto that flange, it carries on down to our next hanger, which is here. It's alright, a little bit noisy. And that flange then bolts onto this assembly here, and through the spline, and then down to the drive shaft, which we know that one of these cups was loose in here as well, so we'll fix that as well. We have a closer look at our hangers. Well, the first one, that's probably not okay, it's a bit rumbly in there, so it's a good thing we are actually replacing them. So as you can see, the rubber's stuffed on it and its drive shaft's been floating around in the hanger hoop. So our new one, this is our new hanger we've got. You can see that it's slightly different size. We lose about 15mm, so the new hangers will hang drive shaft 15mm lower along the bus, but because we're replacing both of these, both positions, it won't stuff up the drive line. I've gone through the entire of the drive shaft and I've found that the majority of the cups here have been spinning in the yokes or the housings, so at this point I've decided to actually replace every universal on the drive shaft, which is all four. Now if we have a look in here, you can see that this is what I refer to as a cup, and this assembly is the universal, and there's a grease nipple on the side, and in there are the little needle rollers which spin around on, I think they call that a trunnion. Anyway, we'll go through and rebuild the entire of the drive shaft. So if you've made it this far through this video, there will be a whole heap more as we go through the process of how I rebuild the drive shaft, install it, and all the other crazy things I run into along the way. So thanks for watching. We'll see you later.